welcome to those of you who are watching later online. And we affirm that you will be joining us in person at Unity of Tempe very, very soon. So last week, we explored the symbolism of carrying the torch, connecting the Olympic light and the Olympic Games and flame to our own spiritual light. And the positive response that I got from that message encouraged me and inspired me to delve deeper into the Olympic spirit today. So, as the world watches the 2024 Summer Games in Paris, I think of how the Olympics are a powerful reminder and a powerful metaphor for our own spiritual journeys. Just as athletes train physically to strive for excellence, we engage in inner training to reveal the best of our God qualities. And in many ways, these paths overlap, both aiming to bring about our highest potential. So today, I'm going to be sharing empowering stories of Olympic athletes and how those stories relate to our 12 Unity spiritual powers. Now, this is a year where I don't teach the spiritual powers. I usually do them every other year, but I was like, oh my gosh, this is too great of an opportunity to do this. So I affirm that this is going to remind us that like Olympians, we too possess incredible inner strength and potential. So we're going to begin with the power of faith as exemplified by Duke Kahanamoku. Did I say it right? Yes, I have practiced. Kahanamoku. Oh, wonderful. Well, he was a Hawaiian swimmer who made a significant impact both in the Olympics and, does anyone else know what for?
World's Fair.
I don't know about the World's Fair, but it's something else. And it's an Olympics. Yes, the surfing. So popularizing the sport of surfing, which is an Olympic event now. It was really cool watching that yesterday in Tahiti. And despite facing significant prejudice as a dark-skinned Polynesian islander, he won 5 Olympic medals between 1912 and 1924. And he was an ambassador of the Aloha spirit. And his success and charisma combined with faith in himself and his abilities helped him break racial barriers, paving the way for future generations of Polynesian athletes. So what is the life application of this? Well, the power of faith is our ability to call forth good from the invisible to the visible. It's the inner knowing that transcends appearances of lack and limitation or difficulty. And like Duke's power in faith fueled his resilience and belief in his potential, we too can harness this power. Have faith in your unique talents and visions to break barriers and inspire others. And so let us affirm together, I am filled with the power of faith, guiding me to trust in my divine potential. All right, next, the power of life. Has anyone heard of this magnificent athlete? Okay, Yusra Mardini was a competitive swimmer in Damascus. And in 2015, as the war in Syria intensified, she and her sister, Sarah, fled. And their journey was perilous, involving a treacherous boat trip from Turkey to Greece. And they all crowded in on a very overcrowded dinghy. And when it failed, Yusra, her sister, and 2 others swam for several hours, pulling the boat to safety and saving the lives of the 18 passengers on board. And after reaching Germany, she resumed her swimming training. And in 2016 at Rio, she competed as part of the first ever refugee Olympic team. And in 2017, she was appointed the youngest goodwill ambassador for the United Nations Refugee Agency and has become a powerful voice for displaced people worldwide. And her story is also featured in the Netflix movie, The Swimmers. Has anyone seen this? Who has Netflix? Raise your hand if you have Netflix. Watch this. I'm serious. It is so good. Now, the beginning, you might be like, really? But keep watching. This is an incredibly inspiring movie, and it really highlights the plight of refugees. So I encourage you to do that. But anyways, on now to the life application. So the power of life, which we talked about today, right, this represents the divine energy that animates and sustains and renews our bodies and spirits. And just as Yusra was fueled by life and helped others survive, we can harness this power in our most difficult times of our lives. And so let us align with it. Oops. Let's say together, I am filled with the power of life. Life moves in me as vitality and strength, allowing me to thrive in all circumstances. Yes. Okay, now we move on to the power of zeal. Who remembers Eddie the Eagle Edwards? Yes, there's another movie. It's a great movie. Find it, watch it, it's great. And the actor who plays him is the same actor who played Elton John in whatever that movie was, which was great. What? Rocket Man. So it's really a good movie. But anyways, Eddie the Eagle Edwards from the GB, from Great Britain. He became the first competitor to represent Great Britain in ski jumping at the 1988 Calgary Winter Games. And despite finishing last in both of his events, his determination and spirit captured the world's imagination. His story reminds us that success is not always about winning, but about the zeal to pursue our dreams against all odds. And some of us have been doing that. We've been doing new things in our lives and pursuing our passions. And so what is the life application? Well, it is that zeal is the ability to be enthusiastic, passionate, and motivated. Zeal is one of my very favorite powers, as you know. It's the divine spark that drives us forward, urging us to a greater awareness of the Christ within. Without the desire to move forward, we'd never overcome limiting beliefs or face hidden fears. Remember that. Limiting beliefs, limiting labels. I'm going to talk more about that and how you can overcome them later. But just as Eddie the Eagle, exemplifies the unwavering enthusiasm and determination of this power, we too can tap into it, inspiring us to pursue our passions. And so let's align with it as we say, I am filled with the power of zeal. Wait a sec, we've got to say this with more enthusiasm. I am filled with the power of zeal. Zeal soars through me as joy and enthusiasm, igniting my dreams and fueling my life. All right, next, the power of strength. Wilma Rudolph. So, she was born prematurely, and she had polio as a child. And she had to wear a leg brace until she was 11 years old. But despite these challenges, at the age of just 16, she won her first Olympic medal in the 1956 Olympics. And in 1960, she became the first American woman to win 3 gold medals in track and field at a single Olympics. A role model for black and female athletes and a pioneer for civil rights and women's rights, her physical and mental strength were key to her success. So, life application. Without strength, our energies burn out, especially in the face of adversity or longer-term challenges. And the key to developing strength is to cultivate a PMA, which is what? That's right. It's a positive mental attitude. Just as Wilma Rudolph exemplifies overcoming obstacles, we too can find the strength to do so. So let us affirm together. I am filled with the power of strength. Strength supports me in overcoming resistance as I move towards the realization of my highest good. Oh my goodness, I was so inspired putting this all together. I actually spent way more time than I do on a regular talk. I started on like Monday or Tuesday and we finished yesterday because I was so inspired by these people and putting this all together. So I hope this can be inspiring for you. So next we have the power of imagination. Now I'm not sure how to say this, his last name, Philip Boit or Philip Bois. I like Bois, so I'm going to use his name as Bois. So Philip Bois was the first Kenyan to compete in the Winter Olympics at Nagano in 1998. Does anyone know about him? No, all right, good. Though he finished last, the awards for the race were delayed, while the winner of the event, Norwegian Bjorn Dali, waited 20 minutes for the Kenyan to cross the finish line. He wanted to show his support for Bois' determination, since the African had really like zero skiing experience. And this act of sportsmanship highlighted the true spirit of the Olympics, and it led to a lasting friendship between the two athletes who didn't know each other prior to the games. And Bois was so moved by this that he actually named one of his sons Dali. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I just loved him. So, the power of imagination. What is the life application? Well, imagination is more than mere daydreaming or wishful thinking. It's the gateway to our higher consciousness, enabling us to envision new realities and bring them into existence. Just as Philip Bois had the ability to use his imagination to envision himself as an Olympic skier, we too have the ability to see beyond our current circumstances. And so let's align with that power of imagination. I am filled with the power of imagination. Imagination fuels my vast and wondrous creative ideas and possibilities. Oh, this one. Next one is, I love them all, but this one, the power of love. Nikki Hamlin from New Zealand and Abby D'Agostino from the US. Anyone know their story? Yeah, all right. Well, that's great. So after colliding and falling during the women's 5,000 meter heat at Rio in 2016, they helped each other up. And in pain, lots of pain, they encouraged one another to finish the race. And their actions remind us of the importance of compassion and support, even in the midst of competition, and that the Olympic spirit is again about more than just winning. So the life application, the power of love is the force that binds the whole human family together. Love transcends judgments. Wow. Love transcends judgments and limitations, bringing us into greater harmony with oneness. Just as competitors, Nikki and Abby, exemplified the spirit of caring for one another, we too can build bridges of love and compassion. Love can build a bridge. And so let us align with this. I am filled with the power of love. Love connects me to the heart of oneness, helping me create a kinder, more loving world. Oh, the next one, a all-time favorite. The power of power. Jesse Owens. At the 1936 Berlin Olympics, Jesse Owens won 4 gold medals in track and field for the US. And his victories were a significant blow to Hitler's propaganda of Aryan superiority. Owens became a civil rights icon, his success breaking racial barriers and inspiring future generations, and his tremendous athletic talent empowered resilience in the face of adversity and discrimination. So the life application, the power of power, represents the divine ability to master our thoughts so we can accomplish and achieve our goals. That's probably one of the hardest things we have to do, isn't it? Mastering our thoughts. Jesse Owens used his power to achieve success and smash through ongoing racial prejudices. Let's say together, I am filled with the power of power. Power supports me in aligning with my highest potential for myself and humanity. Next one. I love this. I love all these stories just so much. The next one, the power of will, Derek Redmond. So at the 1992 Barcelona Olympics, Barcelona, oh my goodness, where we just got to go this year, Barcelona, British sprinter Derek Redmond was a strong contender for a medal. But during the 400-meter semifinal, he fell and he tore his hamstring. And despite excruciating pain, he got up and he was hobbling towards the finish line. And his father ran onto the track to help him. And together, they completed the race to a standing ovation. And although Derek was disqualified due to his father helping him, the incident was featured in the International Olympic Committee's Celebrate Humanity videos as a symbol of perseverance and the human spirit. And he probably wouldn't have advanced anyway because he came in like last, of course. But anyways, the life application of this is the power of will represents the divine ability to choose, to decide, and commit. And aligning our will with the divine allows us to focus our thoughts, intentions, and actions toward a desired outcome. Derek Redmond used his will to finish the race no matter what. That was really important to him. And so let us align with the power of will. I am filled with the power of will. Will supports me in maintaining my perseverance to push through any setbacks. Starting to feel filled with the powers of spirit? I hope so, because I certainly am. Oh, the next one. The power of understanding. Lawrence Lemieux. Anyone know about his story? That's a beautiful story. So Canadian Lemieux was in second place in his sailing race during the 1988 Seoul Olympics when he saw a capsized boat. The waters were rough and the Singapore team was in danger. Lemieux abandoned his race to rescue them. He pulled them from the water and waited for a patrol boat to take them to safety. And then he rejoined the race, of which he had intentions initially of winning, and he finished in 22nd place. His act of humanity earned him the Pierre de Coubertin Medal for Sportsmanship from the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, an honor given to athletes who exemplify the Olympic spirit. And so the life application of this one is the power of understanding is the ability to comprehend and step into another's shoes with empathy, consideration, and compassion. Lawrence Lemieux exemplified this to a T. Let us align with the power of understanding. I am filled with the power of understanding. Understanding allows me to empathize, communicate with compassion, and work with others to overcome challenges. What could it be next? The power of order. Tatiana McFadden. Anyone heard of her? Oh, I'm so excited. I'm sharing all these really inspirational people that I had not heard of her either. But she was born with spina bifida. And she spent the first 6 years of her life in a Russian orphanage. She was paralyzed from the waist down, and she learned to walk on her hands to keep up with the other children because in the Russian orphanage, they didn't even have wheelchairs for them or for her. In 1993, a family from the US adopted her, and they enrolled her in sports programs to build up her strength. And Tatiana fell in love with wheelchair racing, a sport in which her powerful arms brought success. She'd been learning how to use those all that time. And she's been competing in the Paralympics since 2004 and holds 20 Paralympic medals. Her success is a testament to her focus, her discipline, and rigorous training regime. The life application. The power of order is the ability to organize, balance, and adjust. Order creates an environment where tasks are efficiently managed, priorities are clearly defined, and goals are pursued. And because of her disability, Tatiana has found a unique way to channel order and discipline into athletic success. Let's align with the power of order. I am filled with the power of order. Order supports me in staying focused and organized, enabling me to persist and succeed. Now, probably some of these powers you're like, I really could use a little more of that one. I really could use a little more of that one. I always think I don't have a lot of this, but then I recognize that actually I do. I do. It just shows up in different ways than I might conceive of order. The next one, oh, this story. I love this one. This is the power of wisdom. Etimoni to Timuani. He was the only athlete from Tuvalu to participate in the Rio Games. Has anyone heard of the nation of Tuvalu? You have now. Tuvalu is a tiny dot in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, a few thousand miles between Hawaii and Australia. It's a long, thin strip of land. And the Polynesian nation, which barely totals 10 square miles, has a population of less than 11,000, and it is one of the nations in the most danger and expected to sink and disappear from climate change. Competing in the 100 meters alongside 86 of the fastest men on the planet, Timuani was a one-man Olympic team. Despite not advancing past preliminary heats, his perseverance symbolized the wisdom that no matter how small or isolated a community might be, their dreams and aspirations are valid and worthy of recognition. The life application. The power of wisdom supports the highest and best for oneself and others. Etumoni used wisdom in bringing awareness of his country and their plight to the world stage. And now, because he did that, you know about Tuvalu and can share it as well. We can harness the spiritual insight of wisdom to guide us to the most beneficial actions and decisions. Let us align with the power of wisdom. I am filled with the power of wisdom. Wisdom ensures my actions contribute positively to the well-being of myself and others. Last one. What power have we not done? All right. It's perfect for the last one. joy is, while I love it, it actually is not one of the spiritual powers. But yes, but the power of release. Who might I have chosen for this one? Who had to release something in the last Olympic Games? Yes, excellent. The power of release, Simone Biles. Because during the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, she developed a condition called twisties. And this made it dangerous for her to continue, and it increased the risk of injury. And her decision to withdraw from the competition to prioritize her mental health and focus on her well-being demonstrates the power of release. It highlights the importance of letting go to find balance and healing. And for more about Simone Biles, I could just be on ad, right? Watch Simone, I think it's called Simone Rising. It's on Netflix, so you've got a couple of things to watch on Netflix here. It's a wonderful documentary. There's 2 parts already, and then there's going to be another one in the fall that will be done, I'm sure, after this Games here. Great documentary on Simone Biles, and all about her journey of having to release and let go. And she really does embody that power of release in a healthy way. So life application, the power of release is the ability to let go of thoughts and conditions that no longer serve a positive purpose in our life. Anyone struggle with letting go of thoughts sometimes? Anyone? Yeah. Those thoughts, sometimes other people say things and we're like, what? It goes round. So it's really the power of release that allows us to do that. And conditions. She released the need to compete in those games so she could focus on healing. So let us align with the power of release. The power of release is essential for maintaining my balance and harmony, allowing me to create space for positive new experiences. So, did you find these stories inspiring? Wait, I didn't hear. I just Did you find them? I was so inspired all week, and I was so excited to share these stories with you. I really was. And you can share them with other people by inviting them to click on this link, our YouTube channel. Share these inspiring stories. But let's remember that each of us possess these same 12 powers within us. And by cultivating faith, strength, wisdom, love, power, imagination, understanding, will, order, zeal, and release, and life, we can navigate our spiritual journeys with resilience, hope, and determination. And like these Olympians have shown, we too can overcome challenges, break barriers, and achieve our highest potential. And so now I found this amazing song by One Voice Children's Choir. I can't believe how perfect this song is for this message, so I hope you enjoy it. It's partially in French.
There comes a moment when my heart must stand alone on this lonely path I've chosen, like a house that's not a home.
Mais quelquefois quand j'en ai assez, que je songe à tout abandonner, tu veux que je sois ce que je suis, je fonce alors je vis.
I believe in the power that comes from a world brought together as one. I believe together we'll fly. I believe in the power of you and I. This is the moment we have dreamed of all our lives. We'll be the change we wish from others. We'll stand tall for what is right.
J'ai au fond de moi la certitude que la terre entière m'ouvre les bras.
J'imagine, 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 j'imagine le meilleur en moi. I believe, I believe, I believe in, I believe, I believe in you. J'imagine, 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 j'imagine le meilleur en toi. I believe, I believe, I believe in
I believe together we'll fly. I believe in the power of you and I. J'imagine une force avance, la beauté d'un monde uni. J'imagine que l'on peut voler. I believe in the power. I believe in the power that comes from a world brought together as one. I believe together we'll fly. I believe in the power of you and I believe the time is right now. Stand tall and make the world proud. I believe together we'll fly. I believe in the power of you and I. J'imagine cette force nous reliant toi et moi.
Yes, and I believe that that was actually, a version of that was actually sung at the 2010 Montreal Olympics as well. Oh, let us breathe into this. I am a beloved child of God, here to be an ambassador of good. Yes, indeed. And it is time for our sharing, and I just encourage you to share your financial good because when we bless our community, we are allowed to stay here. The summer is a challenging time. Sometimes last month was a little like, meow. So we accept that this is a wonderful sharing of our blessings and that as we give, of course, we receive. So let us say together, I am a joyful sharer of my good. I remember that as I give, I receive, and that God is my source. Yes, indeed. And if you are preferring to give virtually, here is our code here. Yeah, thank you, Kent. And we do have new envelopes as well. I think Joe brought those in, so thank you for that, Aunt Joe. We're so grateful, Divine Spirit, that we know that as we give, we do and receive, and we know that we can't outgive God, and so we are so grateful for that. Thank you, Kent, for doing that. And we bless all those tithes and offerings and all that are giving online or giving virtually. We are so, so grateful. And we bless every prayer in the prayer box, accepting and knowing that it is answered in the highest possible way. And so it is. Amen. All right. Well, guess what's happening next week? We've got the class starting next week, right after service. Who is coming to this? All right. Yay. See if you can invite some people to come to this as well. You can sign up right there. What do you need to bring with you? A pen, maybe a couple of pens in case the pen doesn't work, and a notebook. What? And lunch. Now, you bring something because it's going to go right after service. We're going to go till 1. So you can bring a sandwich. If you get here early, before 10, like at 10 to or so, we can put it in the fridge over there if you prefer. And if it's something that doesn't need to go in the fridge, that's fine too. But this is going to be exciting. We're going to have 3 Sundays after service. We're going to free ourselves from those limiting labels. And I'm really excited because I was thinking, this was initially going to be the series, but what could I do in conjunction with this? And yesterday, Divine Idea came, and we are going to be doing, to complement this, The Hero's Journey, new series, A Spiritual Quest. Who's heard of Joseph Campbell? Yeah, so we're going to be kind of delving into a little of this, but also really incorporating our unity teachings, something I have never taught before. So I'm excited about this brand new series, never done in any location by myself. So it's all getting created now. So I invite you to come, be here for service, and then stay. And right at 11:30, maybe even a little earlier if we're ready, we will begin into our class. So excited. Next week, if you're writing notes to teachers, anyone who's got that, that's Sandra who's signing up for the class. If you're writing notes to teachers this year with us, there's a meeting in the Epiphany Parish Hall at 9:10 a.m. If you can't be there, that's okay. I know we've got a lot. I'll be there anyway. Zoom prayer call, oh my goodness, this time uplifts me so much. And Dennis has become I shouldn't, because who we see here, but Dennis, I just want to give a shout out because Dennis has been a regular participant and that just makes so much difference in our lives, a safe place to share, to pray. We had a really deep discussion on Thursday before our prayer call during it. We've got our food, so whoever brought in food today, thank you for bringing that in. We bless the food to Matthew's Crossing. And if you've got food insecurity going on, or you know someone, here is some information there. And we also have some other locations here, which I cannot read, but we've got others, and they're all a part of United Food Bank. If you go to United Food Bank, there are lots of locations, and we've also got a QR code, so we will put that up for next week. We're actually good with the water, so we're gonna, if you're like, I want to get water, get a little snack instead for that. What they really could use is like granola bars or something like that so I'll change that slide up. And I just want you to know that you're important, you matter, you make a difference. You're loved. I know that we're a little gathering today, but we also know that there's lots of people traveling and roads closures. So I want you to think of who do you know in your life who needs to hear that they're loved, that they're valued and they're important and that they make a difference. Let us say together our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. All is well, and we are grateful.